Let me ask you, are your pants tighter, but the scale is staying the same and you're over 40? Sis, it might be your hormones, and not just the female hormones that I'm talking about that people often think as soon as someone says hormones, it's all the things. Greetings. I'm Dr. Michelle Clay. That's Michelle like Obama and Clay like Cassius. And I am a physician as well as a certified holistic health counselor and clinical nutritionist. And I'm a woman just like you. I am a phenomenally 50 plus woman, or for some of you, fabulously over 40. And what I do is I help us, me and you, Ooh, what happened? Maneuver midlife transitions with grace and ease and doing it naturally, stress free. Through my company Freeality with premium loose leaf herbal teas, retreat experiences, as well as transformational wellness programs. So let's get into it. All the things. So, bloating, oftentimes that is what is causing your pants to be tighter, especially around midday. Is that accurate? Now, here's the thing, it might not be your hormones if you are eating things that's going to cause bloat. So I know with it's lunchtime, so you might grab a quick sandwich. So what are you doing when you grab that quick sandwich? What you're doing is that, especially if it's something made with white flour, so anything that can cause bloating, a lot of white flour products, increase mucus, increase inflammation. Yeah, that can do it. If you are sensitive to beans, yeah, that can do it. Things like cabbage, yeah, it's possible. You have to listen to your body. Look, because here's the thing, nobody knows your body better than you. It's been with you your whole life, right? But here's the thing, bloating, constipation, GI disturbances. I just named three things that are three of the symptoms of perimenopause and menopause. And here's the thing, as you have heard me say before, menopause phase is not just, oh, I'm not having hot flashes anymore. Oh, I'm not having my cycles anymore. There's perimenopause, which is, honey, right before the big event. There's menopause, which is actually one day, and everything after that for the rest of our lives. Forever, ever, is the post menopause phase. Okay. So, for instance, I have been in post menopause for 4 years. Do I still get symptoms if I'm not doing the things that I share with you naturally to balance my hormones? Yes. Okay. But like I said, the bloating, the constipation, the GI disturbances, maybe even some reflux, those are four symptoms of the 37 symptoms of perimenopause and menopause. And so, what is happening, Dr. Michelle? Tell us what is happening so we can understand. Glad you asked that. So, what is happening is that with the decline in estrogen and progesterone, then a few things are happening. Number one is slower digestion. So, literally, digestion is a process from the mouth, this hole, down through the other hole, down below. All right. And there's a lot of things that happen in that process. And it goes through the small intestine, it goes through digestive food, goes through the small intestine, it goes through the colon, and that is feet and feet and feet long process. There are muscles inside that push and move the food and the digestive products along. Well, with the decline in estrogen and progesterone, that time that is moving through slows down. It slows down. And so the digestion is slower. So you may have increased amounts with the constipation. The other thing that's happening is that microbiome. Have you heard that word? It's out there. So, microbiome is actually the naturally occurring, living, beneficial bacteria that lives inside of our gut. All right. And it's billions. And when I say billions with the B, it's billions. And there's not just one type of bacteria, there's many different types of bacteria in there. So, being over 40 with the decrease in the estrogen and progesterone, the diversity of the different bacteria changes. It's not as diverse. You see what happens when things aren't as diverse? But I digress. And so that is what is increasing the bloating. That right there. Now, let me throw a little monkey wrench up in here that makes it everything magnified and not in a good way. Stress, honey, stress. I ask you, many of you who have interacted with me in person, we've had an experience, a connection together in person, eye to eye, heart to heart. And I ask you, what is the one thing in your life right now that you want to release? What is the one thing in your life right now that you want to release? 98% of y'all told me stress. That's what you said. Now you throw stress in the mix. I don't know too many people that aren't experiencing stress on a chronic level. Now it's fine. We're going to have stress throughout the day for different things. The stress response is a normal response. It's a survival response. But baby, when that thing is on at 100 every day, all day, day after day, week after week, month after month, for some people, years after years, then the cortisol is high. And that's the stress hormone. It's high, it's been high, it's staying high. And guess what that does, sis? Lean closer. Come. Let me tell you what that does. What that does is that makes everything worse. It makes everything worse. It makes your menopause symptoms worse. It makes your quality of life worse, your wellness worse. And guess what? It makes the bloating worse. Story time. So, as I've shared with you, last year my daddy was very, very ill. Very, very ill. I literally watched him fade away before my very eyes. And my stress was at an all time high between going back and forth in Atlanta and Indianapolis, being with him the majority of the time of his hospital stay. That was 31 days, a whole month. And I was wearing yoga pants most of the time because, I have to be comfortable. And I noticed a lot of times that band up above was cutting into my abdomen, most of it. And it wasn't until I got a getaway to my family's summer cottage in northern Indiana at Fox Lake that I released. And I didn't notice that my stomach, was sometimes I did notice that my stomach was feeling a little fuller than others. But once I got to Fox Lake, to the place where I can breathe and I can release. And I just went there for 1 week because I knew I could easily get back to Indianapolis. I said, what is happening, child? My pants are looser. I get on the scale, nothing had changed. But what happened was my cortisol had started to decrease. So my bloating has started to decrease. And that's what happens with stress. There's a menopause stress connection, and it makes everything worse. It throws off that microbiome even more. And not to mention that we emotionally eat. Was I emotionally eating? Absolutely, honey. I was just trying to make it day to day. Okay. And it made everything worse. So I wanted you to make sure that you understood that. But now let's go to the solution. Number one, the solution is let's minimize the stress in our lives. And you may say, well, Dr. Michelle, that's easier said than done. Because, dear, I still wake up to the same situation day to day. I still go to the same job, which I'm thankful for the income, but with the toxic work environment every day. I'm still caring for my parents and it's stressful every day. I can't change that. It's still stressful. What do I do? I'm glad you asked that. Number one way to decrease the stress when you cannot change the situation, but you can change how you think about it. You can change how you approach it. You can change how you feel about it. Okay. Is y'all know I've talked about breathing exercises a lot, but let's step it up. We can step it up by by doing mindfulness based stress reduction techniques. Intentional breathing is one, and maybe you've heard of box breathing. So, when you intentionally breathe with box breathing, you can picture breathing. It follows the pattern of a box. Inhaling for 4, hold for 4, exhale for 4 counts, hold for 4. Inhale for 4, hold for 4, exhale for 4 counts, and hold for 4 counts. And if you do that going around that box 3 times, then what it does is it calms your nervous system. It calms that sympathetic, that fight or flight, and activates more the parasympathetic, the rest and digest. Okay? Second thing that you can do is you can bring more diversity into your world, into your microbiome world. So, eating things that are not just probiotics like the yogurts and fermented foods, but prebiotics that will actually feed the the beneficial bacteria so that they can increase in numbers and they can work and do their thing. And they do their thing not to just decrease the bloat, but also to increase and improve our mood. There is that gut brain axis, AXIS, gut brain axis. So, what's going on in your gut determines on the mood and what's going on in your mind. All right. So I hope this was helpful. And for even more, I want to invite you to something special. If you found value from this, if you learned something, if you were, and when you learn something, it's not just about having more information, it's about making the connections. It's about making that connection to be in touch and in tune with your body and understand what's going on so that when you eat something or when you feel something, you make the connection of what's happening in your body, and then your body will begin to talk to you. It will begin to say, you know what, self, I want to eat this today. And eating this today, I know it's going to fuel me. It's going to heal me. It's going to make everything better, not just for my menopause, but for my stress and for my energy levels. All right. And all right. And so that is why it's important. So if you found value from this and you want more, then type in the chat more, MORE. And for more, on September 25th, I invite you for more, one a deeper connection at the Stress Reset. 5 steps for women over 40 to thrive. All right. And it's all about releasing the stress, mitigating the stress response, having a plan on things you can eat to mitigate that stress response, herbs you can use to mitigate that stress response. That's also going to make that menopause symptoms better. So head on over to resetover40.com. Can I type in here? Y'all know I can't talk and type. Oh, well, I'll put it in the comments. But www.resetover40, the number 40.com, and register for absolutely free. Okay? Okay. So I have enjoyed you on this day. Thank you to the live viewers. Thank you to the replay viewers. And so this is what I want you to do. I want you to be well. I want you to go and do something well and wonderful for yourself. And I want you to have a positive and amazing rest of your day. Okay? Okay. It's Dr. Michelle signing off. See you next Monday for the Midlife and Menopause Moment. And hopefully another time soon. Be well. Mwah!